On today's episode of the Cryptoverse. Now, while Bitcoin Gold has not launched yet, the snapshot of the Bitcoin balances has already taken place. And I'm also going to prove to you today that Bitcoin is actually trading for over $10,000 on one exchange in Africa. So all of that and a mini market roundup on today's episode of the Cryptoverse. So stay right there. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. I'm also the founder of Cryptoversity.com, the online school where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. Find out more about that at Cryptoversity.com. So let's begin with story number one. So we have passed Bitcoin block number 491,407, which means the Bitcoin Gold developers will have taken a snapshot which includes the amount of Bitcoin that you held in your wallet at that point. So we've been looking at the Bitcoin Gold website. The countdown timer has now expired and it's changed from a countdown timer to something that says block 491,407 has been reached. Now if you held 10 Bitcoin in a private wallet at that point, you now have 10 Bitcoin Gold. And it doesn't matter now whether you move Bitcoin in or out of your private wallet. Too late. Snapshot has happened and that is now fixed. So the amount of Bitcoin Gold that you get for free, if you like, is now determined by the snapshot. So only one of those photographs is taken, if you like, and can't now be manipulated. Now, while you may have 10 Bitcoin Gold, you can't access it yet because there is a delay in between the snapshot and the Bitcoin Gold network actually going live. So for now, basically just sit tight and wait for my tutorial video on how to access your Bitcoin Gold once I've figured out how to do it myself, right? So that's the way it goes. I'll do a similar video to what I did with Bitcoin Cash. Remember when I did the thing with the Ledger Nano S? Once I'd figured it out, I shared it with everyone else, and many people said that was incredibly useful. So there we go. Now following on from that, let me hop over to the Bitcoin Gold Twitter account. They posted this like 18 hours ago. And they say here that updates Bitcoin Gold roadmap. So 18 hours ago, they released this document that they are calling the Bitcoin Gold roadmap, which to me reads like a white paper, but that doesn't really matter. Technically, whatever you call it is no bother to me. Here it is. I've gone through it. It's a 12-page document. I personally found it very enlightening. And it made me feel like I'd been a bit too hard on Bitcoin Gold up until now. But that was only because I just had a distinct lack of information, to be honest. You know, my previous statements about Bitcoin Gold not being a superior product for the actual users, well, that still stands, right? But having read this document, I do now understand the intentions of the developers and what they're trying to achieve. And I support what they're trying to achieve in principle. I think they've got good intentions. It's just, and it's not my opinion, it's just that the marketplace, I don't think the average user in the marketplace is going to care about their good intentions. They care about the value of the product, right? So have a read through this Bitcoin Gold roadmap for yourself and let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, story number two today. Bitcoin trading at over $10,000 in Zimbabwe's Golix exchange. So this was reported by this site, thenational.ae. So is that Arab Emirates, I think, domain name extension. So it says Zimbabwe's embrace of Bitcoin poses problems. Currently, Bitcoin has been reaching up to $10,000 a unit in Zimbabwe, compared with a global average of about $5,200, according to the trading platform Golix.io. The situation has persisted for some weeks now and shows no sign of change. Here's a quote from an insider trader in Zimbabwe. Quote, "It's all about the US dollar. What we are seeing is not just the usual Bitcoin traders and buyers, but, key point, regular businesses with bills to pay." Close quote. Regular businesses with bills to pay. Now that is people really using it as a currency, right? As declared by this trader. Moving on, it says, since 2009, Zimbabwe has had no currency of its own, but has used the US dollar as its fiat money, whether it is on the streets for paying for groceries or importers paying suppliers. All transactions are now settled with greenback, except for those that are being settled in Bitcoin, of course. Now, it goes on to say here, according to Bloomberg, banks are now rationing dollars to as little as $20 per day per client, regardless of the amount of money in their underlying bank account. Even then, clients cannot guarantee notes will not run out, and people are resorting to sleeping outside banks to ensure that they get in at the opening times the next day. This is absolutely ridiculous, but kind of interesting at the same time for us lot. Now, if you want proof that Bitcoin is actually trading over $10,000, I'll give you a live example. Here's me logged into my golix.io account. This is the actual live trading screen. Look, it's not a screenshot, it's interactive. Right here, price. If you want to buy a Bitcoin right now, it's $10,484. And if you want to sell a Bitcoin, you get $9,501 for it. Absolutely unbelievable. So that's quite a wide spread, but even then, the sell price is still $9,500, which is a super premium on what we can get it for or buy and sell it for on the US-based or the Chinese-based exchanges, right? So there we jolly well go. A $10,000 Bitcoin already exists. And that must mean that it's worthwhile to the Zimbabweans to have a US dollar price of that for Bitcoin. So in conclusion then, with regards to the news today, before we go to the market roundup, countries like Zimbabwe and Venezuela, while their situations are absolutely tragic, and I really do feel for them, on the positive side, they really are doing the rest of the world a great service, because they're giving us a glimpse into our own future if we choose to continue to walk down the path that we are on. And I say this because we know for a fact that every single fiat-based currency throughout history has ultimately collapsed and become worthless. That one reason is why we need Bitcoin, and it's one reason why I do what I do. So meditate on that thought for the day. Let's close off today with the market roundup and a bit of a chart reading. So let's head over to CoinMarketCap to see what I've highlighted today. Now then, we've got Bitcoin as one of the biggest losers today. It's only down 3.47%, down to, well, we'll look at the chart in a minute because this is going to be slightly out of date. It's about $27 adrift on the price. CoinMarketCap says it's $5,727, but I can already see that it's trading around 5,701 on Bitfinex right now in terms of real-time price. Other big losers, we've got BitConnect down 3.15%, and if those are the biggest losers, it's not a bad day for crypto. Big winners today, in the top 10, we've got Dash up 10.79%, but as you'll see in a minute, that's a fake out. So Dash is now trading at $298, but Dash is still in the downtrend, which I'll show you in a mo on the chart. Other big winners today, Stellar Lumens up 18.79% to, what's that, $3.8 cents, and a market cap of 631 million. That keeps Stellar in 16th place by market cap, and a few below that we have Stratis, 20th by market cap, $387 million market cap, up 22.11% today to $3.93 a coin. The only other one that I found today was Basic Attention Token, doing pretty well, up 23.09%. Now, that project is moving step by step methodically through Brendan's rollout plan. It's just so methodical. I'm impressed by it, to be honest. Step by step, they're building it out. The browser, now they're going through the process of switching over the Bitcoin tipping service that's built into the browser to being based on the actual Basic Attention Token. It's all moving forward exactly like Brendan said it would. And I was incredibly excited when this was announced, and I continue to be very bullish on this one. However, Brendan did say the BAT token was never meant to be a speculative asset, purely just a currency to monetize and tokenize the advertising industry. In any case, Basic Attention Token with a $167 million market cap puts it in 35th place, and the token price is around 16 cents today. So with that, let's move on to the very final segment for today, we'll look at the charts. So this is provided by Coinigy. If you want your own Coinigy account to draw charts like this and follow along, click the link in the video description and get set up in minutes. So Bitcoin then, look at this cyclicity we've got here. After that big boom back from the 12th of the month, or 12th of October, we went right up to $5,020, pulled back to the Fibonacci retracement line here at 5,226, then took off again to reach the all-time high of 61.99, and now we're pulling back, oddly enough, to the top of my previous channel. So you're going to have to look at this on YouTube if you want to see what I'm talking about, but I had this uptrending channel, which it completely went ballistic and broke out of on the 12th of October, and that top of the channel, which was previously the top of the channel which was resistance, has now turned into support, as you can see from the 18th of October and the 24th, which is today. Kind of interesting. So that's the pullback. You know, we always get the price cyclicity. So from a technical point of view, I would expect a bounce at this point. It's already kind of happened because the low of the day is touching that support line at 55.37, and it's already moving away from it. It's already moved up $200 or $170 away from that. So Bitcoin looking good for a continued uptrend there. You look at the moving averages, they're both trending up as well, especially the 50, which is super steep right now. Now Dash, I said Dash was a bit of a fake out. So I'd already established yesterday that Dash is in a pretty textbook downtrend, setting lower highs and lower lows. And today it's going up, but again, it touched the 50-day moving average, also touched one of its Fibonacci retracement lines at $301. Coincides with a psychologically significant number there, with a round number. So that's just a pullback, if you like, in the opposite direction. It's just a pullback before it's likely to continue its downtrend. So the only support I can see here for Dash is $266. So the previous low actually was 2 days ago, $256, which managed to support the price, but even then I only think this is a pullback. I think it's most likely to move back down towards $266, and if the trend continues it will go more towards 232. We'll see how that goes. Now Ethereum performed exactly as expected. It was kind of technically perfect. It went right down to that level we spoke about, $273, which was its 38% Fibonacci level, hit it on the low of the day, bounced right off, and then today it's up quite significantly. Not only that, today it's bust right through its 50% Fibonacci retracement line at $296, and it's bust $300, and it's now trading at $305 dead. So a good day for Ethereum there. Interesting that its 50-day moving average is pretty flat though. So that just tells us that, you know, the last 50 days, which is near enough 2 months, the price has been pretty much equalized, which you can see, right? You've got this pretty wide range, and you notice that I've got two big white lines here, which is the overall big old pinch going on, which is going to take a couple months to resolve, but keep an eye on this particular wedge pattern here. There's a smaller one going on, but I'm not going to draw that one because I've got my analysis locked in already. I think there's only one other thing I wanted to look at, which was LiteCoin. Let's hit LiteCoin for a second here. LiteCoin is, well, the price is gradually recovering, and I say that based on this trend line here. It's a very steady trend line, and I'm basing this purely on the higher lows of LiteCoin. And pretty good this. We've got like 5 touches on this already, so that's why it's giving me confidence with it. The highs are a bit crazy, but now LiteCoin is trading at about $57.50. The next stop would be $63. That's the next point of resistance to my mind. So if we can break that, we'll be looking back towards $70. Alrighty then. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. If you liked this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if you would like access to my very best material, such as my structured online courses that will teach you things like how to make and save money with Bitcoin, check out cryptoversity.com. Alright guys, that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.